Oh, wild! In a nation crowded with gleaming skyscrapers and plush apartments, nobody guessed the reality lurking beneath their feet. Foundations constructed on lies. Locals know it as Tofu-Dreg construction. And it isn't merely a scandal, it is a national nightmare. For years, the truth remained buried under concrete and silence until a single man chose to speak up. His name is Zheng Jianling, an excavator operator who witnessed everything and paid the price for exposing it. "I saw 2 laborers buried alive," he stated. Those words shattered the wall of silence. Zheng's footage reveals a system of industrial-scale fraud, one that has transformed China's construction boom into a ticking time bomb. Across the country, videos are appearing that display what nobody wants to believe. Apartment floors that snap like crackers, walls that disintegrate under a hammer's tap. A homeowner in Henan found his brand new pillar could be peeled apart by hand, layer by layer, until rusted metal showed inside. "This is what I uncovered while renovating," he said. It is meant to be steel reinforced, but it is merely rust and sand. In Sanya, residents of a luxury complex awoke to discover their balconies crumbling, revealing sea sand concrete and corroded rebar. They are gambling with human lives. One commenter noted, "Over 20 balconies fell. It is a miracle no one was killed." Even public infrastructure isn't spared. In Beijing's Pinggu district, a man recorded a retaining wall worth 260,000 yuan totally washed away after a single rainstorm. As he scratched at the surface, the cement just fell apart. Underneath, only cloth and gravel. The illusion of strength vanished with one touch. What appears like progress from the outside is actually an empire of deception. Fake welding, missing steel, foundations laid on filler instead of stone. It isn't negligence. It is a system refined to cheat, pass inspection, and cash out quickly. Zheng saw it all while working on the massive Jianhe Expressway in Yunnan province, a project bragging of 60 tunnels, all under strict government supervision. On paper, everything looked perfect. In reality, it was total chaos. He recorded every step. According to Zheng, the fraud was engineered from the top down. For a tunnel designed with 12 steel supports, only the final 2 were installed, just enough to trick the inspectors. Whole sections of reinforcement mesh were never added, replaced by a few symbolic welds for show. And regarding the concrete, it wasn't even concrete. Zheng revealed that crews filled walls with dirt and rubble, reducing a 150-centimeter design to less than 50 centimeters of actual material. Every shortcut saved millions while turning entire structures into death traps. His footage reveals what the authorities don't want the world to see. Tunnels held up by air, buildings ready to collapse, and lives hanging by a thread. This isn't just corruption, it is betrayal. It is the slow decay of a nation's foundations, one forged document at a time. Now the evidence is flooding out, raw and undeniable. Once you see inside these walls, you'll never look at a Chinese skyscraper the same way again. Behind every unfinished bridge and hollow skyscraper in China lies a hidden economy of theft, a system so organized it could only thrive in plain sight. According to one insider, the corruption wasn't merely about cutting corners. It was about stealing entire truckloads of steel, legally on paper. Twice a month, Zheng said he was told to load several trucks, each carrying more than 40 tons of brand new steel. None of it went into construction. All of it vanished into the black market. How could hundreds of tons disappear from a state-owned project without notice? Zheng explained, the general contractor, a state enterprise, outsourced the work to private teams. On paper, the project looked flawless. The missing steel was already accounted for, written off as if it had actually been used. The audit reports matched the lies perfectly. It was a closed-loop system designed to cook the books and protect everyone involved. But beneath that perfect crime lay imperfect consequences. Human lives destroyed in silence. For Zheng, this wasn't just corruption, it was personal. The expressway he worked on stretched only 10 kilometers from his hometown, scarring the very same mountains he grew up with. He warned that these tunnels, while stable now, will eventually fail. Roofs will cave in, and roads will split apart. These are meant to serve the people, he stated, but greed has displaced integrity. He had witnessed it all: the rushed timelines, the on-site chaos, and the near-death moments when tunnels gave way without warning. Then, one day, tragedy struck. While 2 laborers were lifted to install ventilation ducts, a dangerous shortcut, the equipment failed. They were buried alive right before his eyes. One died instantly, the other didn't survive long afterward. The company never filed a report. Instead, they simply offered the families hush money. A private deal worth 2 million yuan, on one condition: no one could speak. This was not a rare case. It was how the system operated. Just a routine cost of doing business. Zheng noted that every tunnel project saw at least one death caused by illegal shortcuts. And it wasn't only construction sites. This same negligence extended to the tools meant to save lives. In Jiangsu, a fuel generator caught fire. Instead of evacuating, the manager ordered a crane operator to lift the burning unit and move it across the site, right over the heads of workers below. The footage showed a fireball swinging above the crowd, a moment that summed up the industry's insanity. Even firefighters weren't spared from this web of lies. In Taiyuan, when a team rushed to fight a blaze, they grabbed what looked like brand new fire extinguishers. But when they tried to use them, nothing came out. They were fakes, filled with useless powder. One firefighter was caught on camera shouting in disbelief, "It looks new, but it's not real." These aren't isolated incidents. They are symptoms of a national sickness. On September 26th in Jiangxi, a man woke in shock as his bedroom ceiling collapsed right onto his bed. He was lucky to survive. In Sichuan, a newly built cement guardrail crumbled after a rainstorm. Yet officials brushed it off as a natural disaster. In Henan, residents waited a full day for a burst water pipe to be fixed, only to find it held together with a single wire. Hours later, it burst again. From stolen steel to collapsing ceilings, from fake gear to silent deaths, the human cost of China's Tofu-Dreg construction is impossible to measure. These structures stand as monuments not to progress, but to deception. They are fragile symbols of a system that values profit over human life. In China's construction industry, danger isn't just ignored, it is buried. Those who cut corners rise fast, while those who expose it are crushed. In the summer of 2023, Zheng Jianling, a quiet excavator operator, made a decision that would change his life forever. Armed with a USB drive packed with videos, photos, and engineering data, he walked straight into the local project supervision office, the place meant to uphold the law. He believed the truth would be protected, but instead, the system turned on him. The supervisors handed his entire report directly to his boss, the very same man he had accused. Within hours, Zheng was threatened. "Do you still want your salary? If you can't work for me, you'll never work again." Refusing to back down, Zheng and his friend Li tried taking their evidence to higher authorities. But before they reached the city, police intercepted them. They were detained for over a day, warned to stay silent, and told this was merely an internal company matter. The law wasn't on their side. Upon their release, Zheng's boss openly mocked him. "You've seen my power now. You are just a worker. Don't think you can challenge me." His phone was seized, and the search for his evidence began. But the real attack was still coming. Days later, local media published an official story. Extortion gang busted. The two criminals were listed as Zheng and Li. According to the report, they had demanded 3 million yuan from the construction firm. The story was total fiction, but it worked. Overnight, Zheng was branded a criminal. He knew that in China, such a charge could mean up to 15 years in prison. He lost his job, his reputation, and his safety. By the end of 2024, threats flooded his phone, with anonymous callers claiming they knew his address. The police harassment never stopped, and his terrified family fled their home. With no future left, Zheng decided to leave. 3 days before his departure, he sent every document and recording to the nation's top anti-corruption bureau, but he never heard back. In May 2025, he arrived in Germany not as a fugitive, but as a whistleblower exiled for telling the truth. Yet Zheng's story isn't unique. It is a mirror reflecting a system built on rot. Across China, from Yunnan to Gansu, the pattern repeats. Illegal subcontracting, missing safety checks, and unreported deaths. Different cities, same story. Zheng explained exactly how it works. State-owned companies, often controlled by powerful families, win massive government projects. But instead of building, they subcontract the work to private firms, with each layer taking its cut. To win bids, these smaller companies slash prices to impossible levels, so low that it becomes mathematically impossible to use proper materials. The only way to profit is to cheat. Steel is cut, concrete is diluted, and inspections are faked. Every shortcut puts another life at risk, but secures another bonus for managers. It isn't a broken system, it's a system built to fail safely on paper. Zheng calls it the invisible rule, the unspoken law defining modern construction in China. Build fast, spend less, hide the truth. And so the skyscrapers rise, while the nation's foundation sinks deeper into deception. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. We will keep reporting on the chaos in China, so don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for tuning in.